So guys, just last night I enrolled in my college classes for the fall quarter of this year. And I get a lot of questions for people that have been following me for a while and seen what I've been able to do, but I make $10,000 to $15,000 a month profit take home within my online business. I'm working a regular teenage job to actually being able to profit 10 to 15 grand a month. That is take home. And a lot of people ask, why would you still go to college? Why would you still pursue that path when you have your business that makes all this money? And in this video, I want to just make super clear, I guess the three biggest reasons why I'm still going, and maybe some things to consider for yourself if you are, maybe wanting to be an entrepreneur or starting your own business in high school, college, or you have a job, whatever it is. I'm just talking with my own experience here that might be able to give you some perspective in this video. So let's get into it. So the first reason is for credibility. Now, before I go into anything here, I want to make super clear that I'm going to an online college that is affordable. I'm not spending tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm not taking out loans. And second, it also is online, so I can manage the time with that and my business. So I can actually do both. Now, when it comes to credibility, I think that times are changing and the data is changing over time. But I think it's like 80%, I'll put it up on the screen, 80% of millionaires have college degrees. And I don't think the idea that college is a scam and all this stuff, I think it's true, but only to an extent. The biggest reason why I'm going is when I talk to people, that most people have degrees, or at least in the US, that are somewhat successful. They would look at you different usually if you don't have a degree. And that's just the reality of it. There's just a natural bias to people that have already gotten one when they're talking to someone that doesn't have one. Now, I know you can sit there, and I used to sit here a lot and just say like, oh, it doesn't matter, I don't need a degree, times have changed. It is partly true, but for me, I'm looking to just cover all my bases in a sense where I'm 18 years old, I can still run my business on the side, and that's what I really like to do. But I also am going to balance my time a bit, which I'm going to talk about and give kind of a reason for it in just a minute on that. But overall, it's really to just cover all my bases and give me credibility where due, even though I might make way more than this person that has a degree. I think it's just good to have. And another thing I want to make clear is I don't think you need a degree to be successful. I mean, I'm, I guess, semi-proof of this. There's a lot of people out there who are far more successful than I am at my age, but you really do not need a degree. It's really just a nice to have, and it is a safety net at the end of the day. If anything goes wrong, you can always kind of use that to your advantage. But I do think times are shifting a little bit in that sense, and data is kind of going down because of technology and the online, I guess, just world. Now, the second thing I'm going to note is I would be lying to you if I said my parents did not have an influence over this. I do respect them. I do very much appreciate what they've done for me, and I want to follow through with what they want me to do, but I'm also not basing my whole life and my decisions off that. I'm going to make my own decisions, but I do think, it is important to note that I am also influenced by them, so, just take that into account. Now, the third reason why I'm going is for time management. I think it's really important, as pretty much for the past almost 2 years at this point, I've been all in focused on my business. I've done really nothing else. Of course, I've done, fitness, gym, all this stuff. But I think it's time for me to kind of spend time elsewhere. And my top pick would not be college, but it's kind of just one of those things where I can be productive, I guess, on the side, just getting that out of the way while I'm doing it. And also just kind of balancing that with my business, whether it be, 80% of my time is on the business and 20% of it is in school. I think that's fine. It's just I'm slowly trying to balance things out a little bit, so it's not just 100% on one thing, because most humans, actually all humans, cannot focus for a full straight 12 hours a day. So I think it's good to kind of just, divide up where my focus is spent in a sense to kind of just reset my brain. And it is also good training for when I do decide to do outside activities or other things in the future. Now, I'll also note here that getting this degree for me is more than a safety net and getting this credibility than it is anything else. I am very risk adverse. I have a high risk tolerance. If I lost everything tomorrow and I couldn't go to college and I just had to restart off the ground, I'm completely confident that I could. But for me, I've set this target in my mind, and I think at the start of this year, I talked about this in my 2024 goals video, that I need to be making $30,000 a month, which is I want to be making $30,000 a month profit within my agency. Probably have a couple other things on the side as well, but it's going to be mainly the agency that I'm going to focus on. That was my goal, and that's kind of my goal before I would consider exiting or leaving college, just at that mark, because I think most people look at this $10,000 to $15,000 a month mark where I am at. That is profit. That is not revenue, just for some people that like to brag online about their revenue. and that they're very, very different things. But they put it on this pedestal when realistically in the US, most tech jobs, out of college, they can pay you six figures. You can really make, 120 grand a year, which is 10K a month, pretty easily. So I want to be making way beyond that before I would kind of just like exit the scene essentially and make a smart decision. And I think this is a good point for, whether you be a young entrepreneur or whoever it is that's watching this. Maybe you're in self-development, high school, college, job, whatever you're at. I think it's important to note that you'll see these people online that will say they dropped out, they dropped everything, and they went all in on business. Now they're, making hundreds of thousands of dollars. While a lot of that is true, you're hearing the one story out of like the 1,000+ people that probably failed, and you're not going to ever hear their story because they failed, right? Like, just take that into account and be smart about your plan. Like, always have a plan like I do around this stuff. Like, I'm not just dropping out now that I make 10K a month. I want to make way beyond that to really consider to make a smart move. So just something to keep into account. Don't be blinded by what's shown online because a lot of it is just BS at the end of the day. So take that into account. And yeah, that's really just the biggest reasons why I'm still going. Now, again, like I made super clear, it's not needed. I'm not spending a bunch of money. I'm not taking out loans for this stuff. I'm very confident in whether I lose everything, I can still, make it work and do whatever I need to do like I have been doing. And I'm pretty much proof that it is possible without a degree to make money, regardless what area it is. So that being said, guys, that's kind of it for this video. Like I said at the start of the video, at the end of every month now, so I opened up a Discord. I kind of rebranded it. I used to promote it a lot, but in my Discord, it's in the description. You should be figuring out a way to get there. I think you could just DM me on Instagram. I actually recap everything I learn at the end of every single month on just one big call that a bunch of people show up to, go through a bunch of it, and you guys can also ask me questions in there as well. Whether you be starting or you already, are making money, you can ask me questions for anything you would like, and I will answer them as like a Q&A. So that's it for this video. Hopefully this has given some clarity, and I'll see you guys in the next one.